friends, welcome back to Anna Nail School English channel. So in today's video I'm going to show you how to do a restructuring of extensions. So before we start with the video, please don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Also don't forget to like this video. The likes are absolutely free, so you can just click on that like button and it will mean a lot for me. Okay, so let's start with the video. So first let's see my nails. So as you can see, my nails have already grown out a lot, and I think this is like 6 to 7 weeks now, and the natural nails are also kind of growing out underneath. So first we are going to remove this product. So while I do that, I'm going to explain what is the difference between refill and restructuring. Okay, so refill is something when we have the extension growing out, and we go to the salon and we remove the color from the extensions, and we also remove any lifting or anything that is around the cuticle area, but we will not be removing the product completely, or we will not be filing of the thickness of the extensions unless there is a lifting or some kind of damage or infection or anything like that. Okay, otherwise we will just clean it and then we fill that gap between the cuticle and the previous extension with acrylic gel, whatever the product that you are comfortable with or your clients want. Whereas restructuring is we file off the entire product, but we will not be soaking off, or we will not be 100% removing the product. We will leave a thin layer of the product, but we will still be filing of the thickness, and we also do a reshaping of the nail. Okay, so that is the main difference. In case if you're still confused, please feel free to ask me in the comment section. I'll explain again. Okay, but basically we are going to remove the product, 80-90% of the product. We maintain the base and we will reshape the nails, and then we use any product, gel, acrylic or builder gel, polygel, anything that you want or the client wants, and we will rebuild the entire nail. Okay, so that is the difference between restructuring and refilling. Okay, I hope I am clear, but like I said, in case if you don't understand it yet, please feel free to ask me in the comment section. Okay, so here as you can see, I used my electric file and a ceramic bit to file off the products from the nails. As I said, this is builder gel and polygel, so it's very easy to kind of file off because gel products are normally softer than acrylic, so it's easy to file off. But at the same time, when you're filing off, you need to make sure you are not producing heat. There are people who ask me why I'm getting heat spikes when I'm using my electric file, or why am I damaging my nails when I'm using electric file. That's because one, speed is very important. Right now I'm using 25,000 rpm speed. Number two, if you keep on file at one area and you put pressure, then you will feel that heat. Whether it's ceramic bit or carbide bit, you will feel it for sure. Okay, so keep moving your bit from one side to other. Keep on removing product, but do not move the bit at one place for a longer time. So that's what is creating that heat, or put so much pressure on the bit while removing the product. Okay, so just let the bit do the work. You just navigate the bits. That's what you basically do. Okay, in case if you want to learn professionally, you know what to do, you can reach out to me, and I offer classes on electric file and all kinds of extension. Okay, so here as you can see, since it's a glitter polygel, so the glitter is definitely not going to go completely, but we are going to remove as much as we can here. Okay, and now the other thing is, when you are closer to the natural nail and if you're not comfortable using the electric file, you can always switch to a hand file. So here I have almost removed everything. Now I'm going to start with the dry manicure. Okay, so for any kind of extension, whether it's refill, restructure, or you're doing a new extension, dry manicure is something that you cannot avoid. Okay, so I started with pushing back my cuticle, and then I used my hand file to kind of file off the shine of that extra grown nails here. And I also at the same time I am using my hand file to kind of blend in that leftover white gel here. Okay, anyways, the acrylic I am going to use, that is a cover color, which means it's not see-through, so it doesn't matter unless I look from the bottom side, because the glitter is anyways going to show up. Okay, so here I am filing it off, and also I did reshape my nail. So it was kind of almond shape, and I reshaped it into a stiletto shape. Okay, not like a extreme stiletto, but to a pointy stiletto shape. Okay, so now if you see, even though I have a little leftover product there, I don't have any kind of lifting, so I'm just doing this dry manicure, cleaning out, and I'm going to trim the overgrown cuticle also. So today, for a change, instead of a cuticle nipper, I tried using a cuticle scissor. Since the starting, I am so used to cuticle nipper, I was not so sure about how to like kind of manage the scissor. So whenever I start with something new, I always try it on myself, and I get confident enough, and then I do it on one or two models, and then only I go for the clients. Okay, because we can do make errors on yourself or on your models, but not on the clients, right? They are paying clients. So here I'm using, or rather struggling with the scissor. It looks so easy when this especially my favorite Russian artists, when they do it, it looks so easy, but it's not that easy when you do it, or maybe I haven't cracked that technique yet. Okay, so anyways, now that we have trimmed the cuticle, it's time for us to clean the nail plate. I'm using a lint-free wipe and alcohol to clean the nail plate. Just make sure we don't have any kind of dust, oil, moisture on the nail plate. If we leave any of that on the nail plate, the extensions are not going to last. In the next video, I'm going to show you how much the new nails lasted, and then I'll show you how to do refills on them. So don't forget to subscribe, okay, so that you get like a complete tutorials on all kinds of stuff. Okay, so here now the next step is to apply dehydrator. As I said, we need to remove any oil moisture that is there on the nail plate, and dehydrator is the best product for that. Once we have the dehydrator, then we are going to apply a primer. Both the primer and dehydrator are from the brand called Model Ones. So the primer I'm using, it's a acid free primer, and just make sure whenever we apply all these products, don't touch the skin. Avoid if you can, and if it's not at all possible, but just make sure that you're not developing any kind of allergies. Okay, so always just make sure, all these are chemicals, so you have to be careful when you're applying all this stuff. Okay, next let's take our products out. So today I'm going to do acrylic extensions. So for that we need monomer. So I'm using the acrylic powder and monomer from the brand called TNT. So I bought 1 kg powder, loose powder, and then I put it in a random bottle, and the brush I'm using is from Cards. It's a really old brush. So if you want to know, this brush is like at least 6 years old, and if you really take care of your brushes, then obviously they will last this longer. And I still use this. In between I use different ones also, but this one is still my favorite. I had one more which was my favorite, but accidentally I left some acrylic on it, and it kind of got screwed up. Okay, so this is how we pick up a bead. We take monomer, we put it on the powder, and we leave it like there for like 2-3 seconds, and dab, and you will get a perfect bead. Okay, now that we have all the products ready, let's start the application process. So I'm going to start with one big bead. So the brush I'm using is 8, so I have like a medium size bead here. So if you have a bigger brush, then you can take much more bigger beads here. And I placed it right at the free edge where my natural nail ended, and then using my brush I'm going to just pull this product all the way to the free edge area. Okay, so now in case while applying the first bead, if you think that the product is not enough, then don't worry, stretch the product that you have picked up, and then if you need, you can go back, take another bead, and then do it again on top of it. Okay, so that way you can build up the thickness. And remember, the free edge should not be like super thick. Just make sure it's just similar to a credit card or a debit card thickness. Okay, can be a little smaller than that or thinner than that, but not thicker than that. Okay, so now if you see, I'm taking my time to pat down the bead, and the room temperature that I'm in is around 20 degrees Celsius. So if your room is too hot, the acrylic will set faster, and if you are in a colder region or colder room, then the acrylic will take more time to set. So accordingly, just adjust the temperature of your room so that you can work without any trouble. So the first bead is done. Now let's do the second bead. So when we apply the second bead, we have to make sure the bead is not running into the side walls. Okay, we have to avoid maximum skin contact. The product should stick to nails only, not on the side walls or the skin. Okay, so normally I have seen people unnecessarily dipping their brush in the monomer after releasing the bead, and then just randomly swipe the brush here and there, skin everywhere basically. Okay, which is not a good practice, because we are putting chemicals onto the skin. We don't want to do that. Okay, right? First of all, it's a waste of product. We are wasting monomer is expensive. Number two, we are also exposing the client to possible allergies. So just don't unnecessarily use monomers. This is something that I always tell my students also. If you need, then only you dip your brush in the monomer. Otherwise, the consistency, if you pick it up at the right consistency, that is enough. You don't have to dip your brush in the monomer unless the product is sticking back to the brush. Okay, now it's cuticle application. So take a big bead, place it a little far from the cuticle. Use the tip of your brush to move it towards the skin, and also at the same time make sure the bead is going to the side wall, side area, and as soon as you have it on the side, just start blending it. So if you notice, I start with the sides first and then I blend the center side. And also remember, cuticle bead is the one that also builds the apex, so just make sure that you're nicely blending it. Okay, don't disturb the bead at the center too much. If you do that, then we will not have like a proper apex. Okay, so we are done here. So as you can see, we have a nice and thick apex, and the product application is now completed on all the nails. As you can see, we have almost a smooth base here, so we don't have to do too much of filing. So if you are a beginner, after the product application, check from the side view, both the sides, so that you can see how your apex is, how your height is. If there is any uneven surface, you can go back and add a little product. Next is filing and shaping. So here again I am using my hand file, 100 and 180 grit hand file. Just start filing from the cuticle. So every technician, they do different types of filing technique. So this is how I do. I start from the corner and then I just go on with all the sides, and just make sure that you have like a really smooth surface. Once you're done with the filing, you can use a buffer to just nicely blend in all the scratch marks and stuff, because we need like a smooth base for the gel polish, but not super smooth. So when you are using a buffer, just make sure you're using the 100 side of the buffer. Okay, so this is how it should look like. And now next step is clean the dust, and then we can start applying the gel polish. So when you clean, just make sure there is no dust or anything left. So here I did a mistake. I cleaned it thoroughly, but my hands had a little dust on the skin, and also I think it fell onto my nails and I didn't realize it. And after the polish, I see some kind of small bulges, and which is because the dust fall onto the nails. So just make sure, especially when you're doing your own nail or client's nail, just make sure your hands are also clean. Okay, now I'm going to use Bon Petit's cat eye gel polish. So this cat eye gel polish I got from the Malaysian Bon Petit shop. So when I visited, I purchased a bunch of stuff, so they gave me all these like 4 or 5 pieces of gel polishes for free. So it's a beautiful green color. So since my nails are a little longer, that's why I'm starting from the free edge and then coming towards the cuticle area. Otherwise I directly start from the cuticle. Hold your fingers like downwards so that you can go close to your cuticle skin, and always apply gel polishes in a thin layer. If you add thicker layer, and you will end up with your gel polish either not curing completely, or you will have like peeling problems later. Okay, so just make sure you are applying thin layers, and after each layer you need to cure it. So in my case, I cure it for 30 seconds. If your brand suggests 60 seconds, then do it for 60 seconds. And also check out if your lights are like good quality, because not all lamps works with all kinds of gel. So you have to make sure you have a really powerful lamp to cure the gel products. Okay, especially if you're doing gel extensions, you must make sure that your gel the lamp is powerful enough. Okay, So after that I'm using a really powerful magnet here. So this again is from Bon British store only. So as you can see, it's just pushing the magnetic particles to the center of the nail. I'm not creating any special effect or anything. I'm just bringing it all to the center so that when the light hits, it has that really shiny base. Okay, after this we can cure it and then we can top coat it, and with that the restructuring of the extension is completed. I hope this video helped you understand what is restructuring. If you like this video, don't forget to like, share, comment, and I will see you soon on my next video. Until then, stay safe, stay happy. Thank you for watching.